Bunny Cave.
Yeah, just an absolutely just crazy race. I really recommend going back and checking it out. And we are on our way here.
And we're off. Magic Cape can pass through the barrier. Maybe hinting at an egg seed, who knows?
No, just a piece of heart in that first chest.
And Uncle didn't look like he walked out with a sword either, so it's not going to be a sword for the first weapon. We will see what kind of weapon Uncle does have for them, though. Well, you know, we didn't see that at all last game, so we're going to get it this one.
Yeah, that red came just absolutely unnecessary last game. They did not have to go to Mire. They did not have to go to Turtle Rock. They did not have to go to Ice Palace even. They didn't even have to go to Right Side Ganon Tower.
No, they did not. That big key was in chest 10, I believe, in the rando room. Alright, making our way into the Hyrule Castle, though. See how much they decide to farm for bombs here, since neither one of them has any just yet.
They do need one for that back half of Escape. There's going to be 3 chests back there that they will not be able to reach unless they have bombs. Or boots.
Yep, there's the key, though. Yeah, and as far as weapons go for early, Samara is one of those nice weapons. Maybe not the most powerful of the weapons, but one of those ones that has a resource that you don't have to really worry about running out unless you just kind of are wasting it.
And there's the opposite one.
Yeah.
You can run out of that fire rod juice very fast. We'll probably see them switch to that over for the ball and chain guard. It only takes 1 shot from that. But after that, go back to Samaria for the rat with the key.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, especially having the Cane of Samaria for some farming down in the sewer, since we still don't have that bomb, but there's a couple good farming spots down there.
There's the map, so we know that there's going to be something in those 3 chests. And there's going to be something in Sanctuary, too.
Yep, next 5 chests will all have items. Whether or not they're important, we'll find out.
Well, so far they've only gotten red things. So we're probably going to see a mushroom, red boomerang, somehow skip directly to red mail.
You're forgetting the most important red item, though. This is the race. We gotta have some boots.
I mean, we can. They might be necessary at some point.
I mean, I guess I look at it as they're always necessary. It's a race. It's gotta have boots. It's not a race until we have boots. A little bit more farming on Buane's side there. Still no bomb, though.
Yeah, it's worth noting you don't have a ton of shots with that fire rod. You really, I think you only have 8 with a full meter. So they're probably both at 4 or 5 for lunchtime, possibly.
Yeah, that's right. It's 8 shots with full magic and no half magic. But I expect them both to switch to Cane of Samaria for the farming, though. And there's a switch for lunchtime.
Yeah, going to be able to get good use out of that in the snake room here.
Buane Buane takes down a couple of them. Still no bomb though on either side. Nice 50 rupees. Bomb money. There's a 4-bomb drop on lunchtime side. Still no bombs for Buane though. Sure, he'll try to farm some more here with these rats, but not off there. So just a few more rats for Buane to try to get some bombs off. There he goes.
Oh, there he gets them.
Those are some very late bombs, though. It looks like we got arrow. Oh, and those definitely important bomb to have because you had the gloves back there.
Oh man, it'd be possible they would have to go all the way back through escape again just to get that.
Yeah, that is probably the worst item that you can miss back there, especially if the other gloves are locked somewhere behind the first set of gloves. And that would have actually probably been the worst feeling in the world if they did not find bombs, just get bombs in the sanctuary chest. Alright, so neither runner... Oh, actually, looks like... Nope. Both runners are going to skip the Lumberjack Cave check just like Game 1. And that map check we saw, we had the Pendant on Eastern, Crystal on Desert, and the 5-6 Crystal on Hera. 20 rupees from the Tier 2 tree pole. Yeah, no dream this time of having pendants on Ice Palace, Misery Mine, and Turtle Rock. Just a piece of heart in the mushroom spot, so neither runner is going to grab that. And we're off to Kakariko Village.
Yeah, I think 14 possible items we can access right now. They were wanting to get a bottle before this, but unfortunately not able to access that.
Yeah, no early bottle this game. They had it last game, but might have to come back for the sick kit at some point unless we find it in here. Just 20 rupees, a piece of heart, another piece of heart, quiver upgrade, and 5 rupees. Let's see what's in the well, though. Another piece of heart.
Feels like we should have more than 4 hearts at this point, but... Oh, 300 rupees. That is Zora money right there.
Yeah,
still Zora is now in logic.
Yeah, yeah, there's some more love, and... Well, okay, now we're up to 6. So yeah, still gonna need a little bit more. Because we do need to... We'll spend 100 here for the bottle merchant. Who will give us 20 back. And more than likely, I could see them buying bombs as well before leaving Kakariko. Down to 3. And don't really have much in the way of weaponry other than that Samaria and Fire Rod. There's our Moon Pearl. So we're a hammer away from Dark World access.
I'm a little disappointed in Buane right now for not freeing that chicken, but I know he's got a race, so I'll forgive him this time. Both of our racers are buying bombs right now just to be on the safe side. They still got a lot of places that need to use bombs, and they don't want to risk not being able to have them when they need them.
Yeah, and there's another weapon, Kana Burna, but just another weapon that uses that magic resource that all your weapons are currently using anyways.
And there is a very interesting map check. We got both 5 and 6 crystals on Desert and Hera.
Yeah.
Blue Pendant on Eastern.
Just 5 rupees on the race game.
Well, he's going to go ahead and risk it. He did it last game and he was disappointed with the bomb upgrade. He will probably be disappointed with 5 rupees even more so.
Yeah, I was going to say probably going to be even more disappointed seeing 5 rupees. A bomb upgrade can be nice, but 5 rupees on the other hand, you can get that anywhere. But yeah, and half magic was on the library, so more than likely, probably not going to see half magic this game. Well, there's definitely Zora money now.
With the Moon Pearl in hand, I would not be shocked to see either of our racers fake flipper up there right now.
Yeah, doing a fake flipper to check Waterfall of Wishing and then maybe the Zora ledge isn't necessarily a bad play, but when you have the money for Zora, you know, you can just get pretty much everything out of the way there unless you see something on that Zora ledge.
This time is going to go ahead and show us Mini Moldorm Cave here.
A little bit of suicide strats on the first Moldorm. And got one more.
Got a bee in a bottle, Bombos, a red rupee, and a bomb upgrade. So those could lead to something, the bee in the bottle and the bombos, but not the item-heavy Moldorm Cave that we've been expecting in this tournament.
Yep, a little bit of a letdown compared to some of the other mini Moldorm caves we've seen, but still got plenty of places to check. To say lunchtime has to be careful here. Only has 2 hearts, cannot take a hit. He makes it though.
Yeah, those crabs can be real dangerous. They're put there just kind of like so you don't get the ice rod too early in the vanilla game. They do 2 hearts of damage with green mail, and you generally don't have a lot of hearts that early.
Yeah, not at all.
Looks like we are going to be seeing the fake flipper from lunchtime. The way this is going to work is if you jump off a ledge into the water and screen transition on the very next frame, the game will actually recognize you as having flippers when you don't. The trick is, though, is that if you get hit, unless you are on the screen that you actually jumped into the water on, it is an instant death. And lunchtime gets it.
Yep, gonna go check. Looks like checking Hobo first. Buane also gets his fake flipper.
Buane is going to go ahead and give us the island check. Just a quiver upgrade. And 50 rupes on the Hobo. Going to go be fake flippering back out of Hobo and going over to the Zora area. Going to check the Waterfall of Wishing, which you can get to without flippers, if you have the Moon Pearl in a water walk glitch, we still don't exactly know why the Moon Pearl makes that work, but it does.
Yeah, we don't argue. It's there. That's one of the reasons why we use the Japanese version 1.0 is because we have these glitches we can use.
We'll see what these two chests here have just as soon as lunchtime resets the room there. There's bombs and a piece of heart, so we really only get 2 more checks, only one of which we can actually access. So you've seen that we've actually loaded up a different glitch, which is water walking, so you can actually walk on the deep water now. Bomb upgrade on the Zor ledge.
Nothing important there, and we'll get the check on Zora, which this is within logic. Even though they use a glitch to get up here.
Oh, a sword.
Well, they won't be looking for that for an hour this time. Yeah, definitely something you're going to be happy having to spend 500 rupees for. And looks like lunchtime and Buane both going to make the play up to Eastern, so kind of mirroring game 1 as far as their routing. They really made the same kind of decisions on routing pretty much the entire game. We get some knowledge there for lunchtime tuck and it's a Hashrala. We've got green pennant on Misery Mire.
That is interesting. That is not where the green pendant was last game, but Misery Mire was a pendant.
I guess that could be the game's way of trolling this time, since they didn't really get that the last seed, would be have Misery Mire and Turtle Rock still pendants, but start them with the Cane of Samaria.
Yeah, they didn't even have to step into a pendant game or pendant dungeon last game.
Alright, first check in Eastern is the hammer. There is our Dark World access.
That one's big. Let's see if Buane just decides to back out after that. But Lunchtime is going to go ahead and finish up what he can here.
Yeah, and I wouldn't blame, either runner for just going in here because it's a pendant, so you already don't want to go inside of a pendant dungeon to begin with, let alone double dip it, when you could almost get all the items in here unless Armos has one, and pays off because there's an ice rod as well. Alright, but we'll keep going. Seeing we've got 2 of the items here. Potentially everything could be within logic if there's a big key in this chest. And there is a big key, so we'll see as the big chest has the 3rd item.
They're probably both happy and not happy to see that ice rod. Having it early means that, you know what, you may need to go into T-Rock. When they get man, that is all 3 items in the Eastern Palace. They do not have to do anything else there, unless it happens to be a pedestal seed.
Yeah, the God Eastern. All 3 items before the Dark Rooms. Yeah, and we'll probably find out if they're happy to find the ice rod in just a moment here. because we're going to go to the Dark World. Probably we'll get a map check right away. We'll see if Turtle Rock's a pendant or crystal. If it's crystal, then you're happy to see it that early. There's our map check. It is a crystal. So Thieves Town is our other pendant. Alright, gonna get a check on Hype Cave. Game 1 Hype Cave was not hype. We'll see if this one is. Okay, powder. 20 rupees, 10 arrows, mitts, and 50 rupees. Okay. I'll give it an 8 out of 10 on the hype.
It's not technically in logic, but they can pull clear Turtle Rock right now. Oh, no, they can't. They can't get up there without the hook shot or the mirror.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Yeah, we need hookshot or mirror. Plus, it would have to also be bombos, too.
Sorry, I was getting a little ahead of myself there as we get to the Stumpy check.
Yeah, it would be an interesting gamble to go into Turtle Rock early, though, if they can clear it. Because who knows, there might be something in there. I know usually you want to try to save that as your last dungeon. But having all the items to clear it this early, other than just getting access to it, would be kind of interesting to see if one of the runners decides to dive into it early. Alright, getting our digging game check. Anywhere between 1 and 30 digs.
Oh, and some dusty old boots hanging out underground.
Oh, we wanted a race. Now it's a race.
This has gotten very interesting right now. They have a lot open to them that you don't normally see unless other things are open.
Yeah, there is a lot open right now for them, so as far as items, I'm trying to think. We only need to complete the seed now. Bow, hookshot, mirror, flippers?
Yeah, Swamp's going to be a crystal, so flippers are required.
So yeah, not too much. And I think the only one of those items that actually can't be pedestal is the bow.
We still got a lot of places to check before we even start thinking about the pedestal. But lunchtime getting a second shield upgrade.
And we have the hookshot in Sea House.
Oh man. Buane is going to be able to make good use of that in Thieves Town if he decides to dip in there. Lunchtime getting the mirror in Thieves Town.
Yeah, just flippers now for Swamp.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Dark Kakariko. Just give me the best thing you got. And it is eBay Platinum Reserve here, as we find 3 of the items that we need to finish the game, all in one little small area.
I mean, Buane is leaving, though. He's not going to dive into the pendant Thieves Town.
Oh, that is going to be dangerous.
Alright, lunchtime. Lunchtime only dipped the first 4, though, so we'll see. Maybe there's more in Thieves Town.
If that bow is at the bottom of Thieves Town, that would be the best thing possible for Buane.
Yeah, it would be, but he's going to need to make the play to go back there, and who knows how long that'll take.
And there is a single arrow from the Bokrox. It's like Buane could not go into Thieves Town because he had the frog with him. I'd expect him to go back there sooner rather than later, though.
Was gonna go check Aga, the lumberjack ledge, but the smith not letting him. And the smiths are crafting this swag net. Sick Kid gives the bomb bag upgrade, and Magic Bat gives some bombs for that bomb bag upgrade.
And Buane gets the bug net from the Smiths. I thought Strange Ways was a better Smiths, but who knows?
Alright, so lunchtime finishes his checks with a mirror. And he's gonna check Sick Kid now. He hadn't checked that just yet. Buane will save and quit, so don't think he's gonna be making the play back to the Village of Outcasts in the Thieves Town. We'll see though. Looks like he might be heading up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, he doesn't have lamp, so it's not technically in logic. I still like the play though. We know that he needs to go to Pendant Thieves Town at some point, but Buane doesn't know that.
Yeah, and we're getting that check on Lumberjack now. Heart piece.
And Skull Woods from here from lunchtime. Getting his first item, a piece of heart.
And we're getting the sequence break out of Buane.
We are still going to be looking for some sword upgrades. Both racers went pretty long without sword upgrades that last game. Let's see if they can find one relatively early this game.
Lunchtime going in the room you don't often see, wants to get that full magic upgrade.
Well, if there's any dungeon where you want to have full magic going into the later half of it, it's going to be Skull Woods or Ice Palace, so I don't blame them.
No, not whatsoever. That old man having nothing, just I believe it was a single rupee it looked like. 50 rupees on top of Spectacle Rock. And inside it looked like it was just a piece of heart. Alright, we're gonna get the Paradox Cave check here. We got 7 chests in here. Lunchtime, about to start his Mothula fight.
And Buane goes to the top of Paradox Cave. But gets the lamp up there, so the flute has to be somewhere reachable as he climbs the stairs to the bottom of the cave.
Yeah, so I highly doubt we would need the book then to get to Desert Palace. There's Quake. Alright, so Lamp and Quake in Paradox Cave.
Means that flute would have been the intended way to make your way up to Death Mountain. Which that does not bode well for being able to skip Misery Mire this game.
Whoa, Bucko. No empty bottles. Alright, this time you can get it.
And we're going to be seeing the Tower of Hera from Buane here. A dungeon that could vary between very, very fast, and then a room that you sit in for 30 seconds without doing anything.
I mean, at least you get that coffee break.
So there's your first item. There's only 2 items in Tower of Hera, so we get a big 20. Buane is hoping for a big key, not a small key. Come on, big key. Oh, no.
I think the only nice thing about having to go to the basement for the big key is, you know, especially with a crystal, you know your opponent has to do it as well, so it's not really a time loss at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you just don't want to do it is the thing. It's a little bit of a bummer.
Lunchtime making the sequence break up to Death Mountain himself. Old man giving his 1 penny to thank him for getting out of the cave. I wonder if he remembers. Okay, he does. Say, because he was setting up for a death war, but he just grabbed the ferry, so.
Yeah, these races are in the top 64, but sometimes little just mistakes like that can be, can and will happen.
Yeah, and Lunchtime actually not going into Hera just yet. Gonna do Spike Cave first. Just some bombs in there, though.
Yeah, Spike Cave is just one of those places that never seems to have anything until it does.
We're still looking for 1 item. And there it is. This will be a little bit faster of a check for Lunchtime, checking everything. Because he has that mirror, he doesn't have to worry about clearing everything out one side before heading to the other side. Be able to just kind of route everything in together.
And Lunchtime picking up his lamp, and Buane finishing up Tower of Hera and getting his first crystal of the game.
Yeah, kind of the opposite of the last game, 34 minutes in with the first crystal. I don't remember when they got the first crystal in game 1.
Oh, it feels like they were in go mode at this point last game.
Yeah, it was 48 minutes, they had everything but the sword they needed. So, kind of the complete opposite. Still not many items away from go mode.
I said that sort of facetiously and joking about how fast that last seed was. But no, it was actually kind of close. And Spiral Cave here by Buane. Thankfully he has the boost. Not going to have to make this walk of shame. He does bonk right from the beginning, though.
He just wanted to make sure the boots were still working. We get an empty bottle there. And into the Dark Death Mountain.
So if T-Rock is not Ether, do you go into it and do you finish it? I think it's an absolute 100% yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think you would, just the fact that you were given everything so early. And, you know, other than just for the sake of routing it to get to Ganon's Tower, which in this case really isn't that much of a big deal, it's not like if you're in go mode, it's really not that much faster unless you can skip Laser Bridge. Get a third bottle, another heart container.
Now, here's the issue that they do decide to go into T-Rock, especially for Buane. If Buane goes in, and Lunchtime goes in, and Mimic Cave has something, then it'd be very tempting to just call the race at that point.
Yeah, at that point, that's going to be a hard deficit, I think. You'd have to make the play to go to Thieves Town, just grab the mirror, and just immediately come back. But we've got a Master Sword, so our sword is not our official go mode this time. Oh yeah, Buane won't be able to go in. It is Quake. He would actually have to save and quit and climb the mountain again. Lunchtime looks like he's going to at least open it.
Buane is going to finish off and get his bombs from the back of Spike Cave. Lunchtime's going to open up T-Rock. Let's see if he goes in. It's kind of a blessing for Buane if he decides not to make it up there until it's time to go.
Yeah, the only thing that would hurt at that point would be, you know, like you said, at this point, if something's actually in Turtle Rock or Mimic Cave in general. But Lunchtime's just going to open it up. Maybe do Hera first, I guess, and then think about it.
Oh, Buane is going to go for it.
Yep, Buane is going for it, because, yeah, that would be the only reason to come back here at this point. Everything else is cleared up on this mountain. Which, you know, at this point, you know, the only thing he's missing to actually get here on his own is Flute. So you could find anything else you need for Go Mode up here, which Flute might not even be necessary for Go Mode. It was our access here, but we might only need the book, which could have been accessible already.
Buane somehow making his way past those dead rocks. That looked like a deadlock for sure, but who knew?
Alright, Lunchtime looks like he's also setting up for a Death Warp, but he does have a fairy in a bottle. He has the mirror though as well, so I wonder why he was taking so much damage. But he unfortunately got stuck, so that's right. Alright, this time he gets his coffee break and shouldn't be stuck.
So we are, at least if you are rooting for Buane, you are begging for nothing to be in Mimic Cave. If nothing is in Mimic Cave, this is a perfectly cromulent play by Buane.
Yeah, the only part of it that hurts is the fact that he had to climb the mountain one more time to get up here. It would have, you could have just not come up here. I think he's hoping something's actually in here as well, because you would have had to climb the mountain one more time anyways for Ganon Tower plus that last crystal.
And that climb kind of got balanced out by lunchtime having to do the coffee break room twice.
Yeah, it did.
The unfortunate thing is that, for us at least, is that we won't know what that Mimic Cave has until lunchtime decides to go there.
Yeah, and I think Lunchtime's not planning on coming in here. I think he wants to make it Crystal 7.
Wayne takes a death, but he does have a fairy. Those chain chomps are... ugh, gross.
Especially when you're on green mail with 9 hearts. I believe he does have another fairy, though, because he got the one in the bug net, and then also picked one up in a bottle itself, so...
Yeah, I think it was that Super Bunny that he got that one. So while Buane navigates these tubes and Lunchtime picks up his crystal from Motorworm, I just want to say, if you want to join this speedrunning community, check out the link to the past Randomizer Discord, vt.alttp.run. Go there, check out, get the ROM. There's a link to the Discord there. A lot of great people who are more than willing to help you out. 10 p.m. nightly races. A lot of fun.
Alright, so Lunchtime actually is going to make the play back to Turtle Rock as well.
So we will know that Mimic Cave pretty soon here.
Sir Svensson, Turtle Rock Go Mode really isn't too much faster. The only change of that is if Go Mode allows you to skip Laser Bridge. If it is, it's still faster, but not really by too much. See, and this would be one of those cases, I believe, where it would have been faster in Go Mode because they got a key there. They would have been able to steal the key from the Pokey, so yeah, this would have been quicker in Go Mode, I believe. Alright, down into the dark room here.
Probably the closest equivalent to an auto-scroller that this game has.
Yeah, in this room, not too difficult in the dark, but if you miss your turn, somehow it can be very difficult to get back on track. Alright, so to Laser Bridge we go.
Oh!
Yeah, has a fairy fortunately, but yeah, these lasers with green mail do, I believe it's 4 hearts of damage a shot. Gets a red potion.
He got a red potion there to help him out just a little bit. And an extra heart.
Yep. This last one is going to be the small key.
Oh, and he does not take the safety exit.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see him not take that safety exit. Ooh, was trying to probably bottle that fairy. He does have that red potion though if he absolutely needs it. So he does still have a safety for Trinex in case something happens here.
Better be careful with his shots too. Make sure that he does not waste any magic on this.
Yeah, have to be incredibly careful because no temper, you're more than likely going to pull hammer out for this. But still, can't afford to miss too many shots.
Oh, very nice getting that wall there. And it is Moment of Truth here over on Lunchtime's page or screen. Let's see what Mimic Cave has.
Yeah, it would have to be the bow, really. I think that's the only major thing we could find here that would hurt.
Bow, book, possibly.
The book wouldn't be as bad.
Oh, no.
Okay, we'll have to wait a little bit longer. I guess the book wouldn't have been so bad. The bow would have been the worst, or something leading to the bow if that mushroom ends up being bow. Mostly because we know the flute is more going to be accessible outside of Death Mountain. So that's still going to be access to Desert Palace. Alright, Buane looks like he might be... Where is he gonna go now?
Buane is going to go to Ice Palace.
Indeed. Alright, Lunchtime doing his laser bridge.
So Buane getting a small key there in that first chest is going to be good for him. He can actually do a little bit of a faster clear.
Yeah, and then on Lunchtime's side, he is also skipping safety door. Or, nope, he's deciding to go for it.
I always bring it up every race I commentate, but this is just such a cool room to see done. It looks very difficult. It is a very, very easy trick to pull off.
And Lunchtime down to 2 hearts is gonna use some powder, get his life back.
We're having a little bit of trouble with the bomb jump here. That should do it.
Yeah, he's through, and Lunchtime's about to start his Trinex fight.
So Lunchtime at this point is basically a Skullwoods ahead of Buane in terms of crystals. If you are going to be behind a dungeon, that is That is probably the best one to be actually behind, because you can finish that one very quickly if you're go-moding it.
Yep, lunchtime having to use that red potion he just found was on a 1 heart on Trinex. Alright, 2 heads of Trinex are down. And down goes Trinex on lunchtime side. Gets his compass, and more importantly, the 3rd crystal. I wonder if he decides to go check the mushroom early. Probably not, it's a little bit out of the way, but... I think lunchtime is going to be making the play to Swamp Palace.
That's been open for a little bit to them. I believe it is currently within logic. Or at least it's been open to lunchtime.
Yeah, it's fully within logic right now.
Yeah, the minute logic starts getting broken, it's kind of hard to keep up with it a little bit.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it was Village of Outcasts. Oh, there's the flute.
Oh, wow.
So we are Bo from Go Mode on lunchtime side at that point. But
There's
yeah,
a lot of places that can be, though, is the thing. It can't be in the back of pod, and that's about it.
yeah, can't be back of pod, can't be on pedestal. Yeah, there's a lot of places to check. But as far as Swamp, which lunchtime's actually not checking Swamp, it's really been within logic since they hit Village of Outcasts, because you found the mirror, the hookshot, and the flippers all in Village of Outcasts. Buane on his cold stare fight. Gonna use some fire rod. And we're getting that mushroom check, everybody.
Oh boy, Bobby.
Yep, down goes cold stare with a quiver upgrade.
Oh, okay. 20 roofs. That's it.
Yep, so that's a good thing for Buane then. Nothing important in Mimic Cave.
Oh, and there's the bow!
But yep, there's the bow.
And that is Gomo for lunchtime.
Yeah, and he'll have Swamp Palace as a go mode. He'll have Ice Palace go mode. And Pod, Desert's not too long. Pod really depends where that big key is.
It's a desert with a capital D here today.
Yeah, these are two incredibly fast seas that the runners have gotten, because Go Mode was really 48 minutes in Game 1 and 54 minutes for this game on lunchtime side.
Wayne, forgetting he has that red cane.
Yep, doing it the old way. Or the intended way, technically. But yeah, I have to imagine after Buane finishes Skull Woods, maybe he'll head into Thieves Town, hopefully get that mirror. And, you know, maybe just after that, check mirror spots, check the flute. He'll get his flute, and that'll take him to Misery Mire Desert area. And he'll see the bow, and he'll know he's in Go Mode as well.
The problem with Buane, if he goes to Thieves Town, oh well, there's a problem right there. Is getting caught by the hand.
Yep, that's the worst thing that can happen.
But the problem is if he goes to Thieves Town and he finds that mirror, does he immediately mirror out or save and quit, or does he go ahead and finish up Thieves Town?
Yeah, that'll be the interesting part. We'll see. Because I think there were 3 items inside of the front part of Thieves Town. So at that point, you're only going back there for 1 item, and it's a pendant dungeon. Not sure. I'm guessing Lunchtime is checking some easy-to-access chests. I'm not sure why he was mirroring back, though. Probably just checking the Mire Shed. Boy, unfortunately taking a death there. Silvers. Silver's in the Mire Shed, so no serverless strats today.
Now, well, they've done it once. Let's give them a break here with Ganon this time.
Yeah, at this point, Lunchtime's just got to be checking like easy-to-access chests. At this point, looking for Tempered, more than likely. Buane not playing around with these Gibdos whatsoever at this point. Just going to use the Bombos Medallion and get rid of all of them.
We're going to be seeing a Go Mode swamp here. That is such a big difference than having to check the left side. You save probably about maybe 2 or 3 minutes just by doing that.
Yeah, at least that much. Down goes Mothula, though. I'm sure Lunchtime's going to be checking kind of the, the flooded chests. Basically going to check everything that's on the way at this point, looking for a tempered sword. Buane looking for that last item here in Skullwoods. I believe he's going to find it in this chest right here, if memory serves me correctly. Yep. Just gives him a nice heart refill, and we'll see where he goes next.
So while Lunchtime finishes up Swamp here, just a reminder that Speed Gaming will be hosting a live tournament of Randomizer on September 20th through the 23rd. Qualifiers will happen online next month and in August, and top 8 players will be flown in. There'll be a prize pool of $8,000. There'll be other tournaments as well, including those of ALTTPR Randomizer, which are going to be open to all attendees on site. Check out speedgaming.org/SGLive for any kind of info about that. Oh, Buane juked us. He is going to Thieves Town.
Alright, this is the play he needs to make.
And he needs to leave immediately after finding this mirror.
Yeah, he needs to leave. I mean, I can see him checking the first 4 chests, so this is okay, but after checking these first 4, he needs to leave. And really, at that point, has to go immediately to that nearby mirror location, okay, south of the Grove, and grab his flute and go find that bow, so he's not looking for it anymore.
Oh, he does mirror out.
Alright, that's what we wanted to see, so we want to see him go. Nope, that's the opposite way you want to see him go, though. Having a little bit of problem getting him with this arrow. There he goes. On the bright side, Buane is checking mirror locations, though. Alright, so Dunga will swamp for his 5th crystal. Needs to clear a pod and Ice Palace now.
I think Buane looks to be making the play. If he keeps... Oh, nope, nope.
I think he's grabbing purple chest. He hasn't done that yet, so which is probably a good thing because he'll walk right by it then.
So it is... Oh, like, there's no way he skips K45 here. He's already pulling out the mirror. When he finds that flute, does he go right back? I think he has to.
I mean, I could see him turning the purple chest in first, but we'll see. Because even then, he'll have to use the flute to go check the mire area and check that desert lich to see his bow. Because we don't want to see him actually go into swamp, because he will more than likely do a full clear of swamp, but he's going to go turn in the flute, get his swag duck. Alright, Buane plays the flute, gets his swag duck.
The duck is running amok, the goose is loose, the geese has been released, the gander shall meander, and the grouse is running around the house.
So Buane gonna go turn in the purple chest. We'll see where he goes. You want to see him go to desert after this. To at least look at the ledge. There's Tempered. He is going.
Oh man, this.
Hopefully he checks the desert ledge first. You know, shed, and then okay, yeah, he wants the shed because we do have silvers inside the shed.
This could having that tempered in that purple chest could be a game changer for him.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because right now I would give lunchtime a slight lead because Buane's gonna have to go clear out swamp as well as desert and pod, whereas lunchtime at this point only has to go get pod because he just finished off cold stare and got crystal number 6. And then you do have to look at, now he's going to get his bow here, he'll check first, so he's going to see the bow right there. Oh, it's like, oh, never mind, I want that.
That is go mode for Buane at 107.
Yep, that is go mode.
He was finishing up Ganon's Tower around this time last game.
Yeah, and it's like, and here's something to take into account. Buane could, you know, realistically make up a lot of time, because you look at game 1, Buane was making time up in Ganon's Tower with the Master Sword and the Gauntlet. This time it's the complete opposite if lunchtime doesn't get another sword. So not only will he have Tempered, he was already making time up, so he could make up even more time having Tempered compared to Master Sword.
And he'll have silvers too, which is nice.
Almost forgot to grab the key there.
This has been just a very, very fun 2 races to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Very, you know, 2 very, very fast seeds.
Like, lunchtime still has a very, very big lead over Buane at the moment, but this is Rendo. Anything can and will happen.
Yep, match isn't over until somebody touches that Triforce. And yeah, it's just like right now, Green Mail on Ganon with the Master Sword. You know, phase 1 maybe not so much, but those Fire Bats, I think they do 4 hearts of damage with Green Mail.
Yeah, that's not even to say about actually touching Ganon himself.
Yeah, Ganon himself with 11 hearts, you pretty much lose almost all your life at that point. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a Ganon Hug with Green Mail is 8 hearts.
So Buane's going to go ahead and do pod as well.
Yeah, and then after this, he'll just have to go through, you know, go mode swamp, which doesn't take a lot of time. believe we're still looking for the big key, though.
Looks like that big key is going to be in the back of Pod. And Lunchtime messing up there and just hitting the switch when he didn't need to. Resetting that room so the hard hat beetle is not locked in the blue boxes.
Freakish Coin Kid Inc. We know he won't find red mail. His blue mail, or one of the mail upgrades, is sitting on the floating island. So at most we'll have blue mail. I believe Lunchtime has his big key, though. Now is going to be heading to King Helmasaur to get his 7th crystal.
Lunchtime wasted a little bit of time using that key when he didn't need to. And Lunchtime plugs the one-eyed monster, and we are on our way down to the basement of Pod. Gonna take out Helmasaur.
Ooh, that the hard hat beetle. I know. Buane's about to get his big key, I'm sure. Yep, there it is. See a mirror out.
So Buane's actually made up a decent amount of time just in Pod alone. Lunchtime entered Pod before Buane did, but Buane is on his way to the basement. Well, made up a good amount of time.
Yeah, really, you know, a little bit, you know, probably the boss fight, a little bit extra, and then go mode swamp. So yeah, probably only like, I'd say 4 or 5 minutes.
Good dash through the hallway there by Buane. And Helmasaur is down, and Lunchtime has his last crystal of the game. Sir Linkalot, do you know what time it is?
I think it's time for the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game.
There are 22 possible locations in Ganon's Tower where the big key can be. We need that big key to climb the tower and kill Aghanim 2 at the top and finish the game. Get your guesses in as to which cache chest you think that key is going to be in, 1 through 22. If you have donated 250 bits or more or subscribed to any of the Speed Gaming channels, you will win a chance to be on our leaderboard if you guess correctly. Sir Linkalot, what's your thoughts?
I think it's going to be on the right side. One of those 4 chests. I'll say the bottom right chest, and I'll go a little bit further, just for chat, so this race can be a bit closer. Not going to be a small key in the first 2 chests, and Buane will go to the left after getting a key in the Stuffles room.
Buane does like to go the fabled Dark Magician route. We'll see if that pays off for him here in GT. I'm going to say it's on the torch.
On the torch, but we'll see. If you haven't gotten your guess in, go ahead and get it right now. Got a little bit longer. Once Lunchtime enters Ganon's Tower, we're going to have to close the doors on that.
Don't know how many numbers haven't been guessed yet.
Buane. One arrow right between Elmosaur's eyes. Down he goes. So the reason why it's called the Dark Magician route is the runner that popularized that specific route and was using it before everybody else did what is called Dark Magician. Alright, Buane's off to Swamp Palace is all he has left.
And we are in Guinness Tower on lunchtime side. First two safety chests here. Let's see what we get. First chest is a small key. Second chest is a piece of heart. And lunchtime is going to go ahead and do a full clear of the right side, it looks like. Well, as close to full clear as you're going to get right off the bat. He is not going to do tile room.
Yeah, I think the only time you do tile room right away is if you feel like you're just that far behind that you have to do that to make some time up. And I don't think lunchtime really feels like he's behind entering Ganon's tower at 116.
Using his blue potion, we saw him take a death to Ganon in the last game. Let's see if that holds true for this game as well.
As I think he was down to 2 hearts with those Gyptos closing in on him, so he really not much of a choice, or he would have just taken a death there.
And he loses 6 hearts to the Gyptos right there. Oh, and lunchtime gets tempered. There's 300 rupees, heart piece, another heart piece. So that is chests 1 through 6. No big key.
Alright, so that's my guess. And that is huge for lunchtime because that does give him, you know, the sword. So there's not going to be a Master Sword tempered difference this race.
Chest 7, Bob's torch only has a small key. Stalfo stream got 8, 9, 10, and 11 here. Chest 8 has a big 20. Chest 9 has a big 20. Chest 10 has a small key. And chest 11, 10 arrows. A lot of 10 arrows on that screen right now.
Yeah, I was just saying, in case there weren't enough on the floor, why not just put some in some chests too?
Oh, unless I'm taking a couple unfortunate falls here. He's only got 2 hearts left.
Yeah, I think he's got 1 more blue potion, but probably does not want to use it this early.
And small key in the firebar room. We're getting a much faster Argus fight from Buane here, having the tempered sword for it. Fire snake room. I believe this will be 12. No, that was 13. Sorry.
Yep, 13. So 14 through 17 coming up here.
Big 20, 300, Bloomerang, Heart Piece. So we got very few options left.
Yeah, and I think the most important thing for that heart piece for lunchtime is that gave him all his hearts back, filled his life up. Alright, Buane's got his 7th, though, and he's going to be heading up the mountain himself.
I got deadlocked out there.
So yeah, as far as locations, we've got Bob's chest right here. This will be 18. Not there, though. So we've got the 3 chests behind the ice, Armos, and then Tower Room.
I have 19, 20, and 21 coming up here in just a moment. Just 19, big 20, just 20, 300. It is Tile Room.
So for all those who want a Tile Room, you finally get your wish. So this is an opportunity for Buane to actually catch up a lot of time. Whether or not he'll make the play to do an early Tile Room, we don't know. But he could potentially gain a lot of time back if he decides this.
And we are doing this without the cape as well, which, yeah, you do not want to get grabbed by one of those hands. I can guarantee that Buane will not do an early Tile Room. He is needlessly antagonistic towards it.
Yeah, that's true, but well, you know, who knows? Maybe he just feels that far behind after missing the mirror in Thieves Town for as long as he did. Probably not, though, considering he pulled the fire rod out right away. Nope. And there he goes.
Just dashing right past that big key, and Lunchtime is on his way up.
Alright, Buane gets the butter sword, though, and we're going to go grab this key, and he'll more than likely head left side. And congratulations to Seiryu X for winning the Big Key guessing game. Lunchtime through a couple rooms on the gauntlet so far. It has a couple more. Then we'll get to the Landmolus refight. Buane just going through these chests, looking for that big key. Alright, does stop to get that fairy. More than likely wants to save his potions if he has any. He is going to desync this fight, but ooh, looks almost still gets the 1 cycle though.
You know, Lunchtime is making decent progress up here. Buane's still got a ways to go before going back to Tile Room.
Yeah, at this point it's going to be the same thing. That'll be his last area he checks, so no real time to gain there. He's going to have to make up a lot of time, and going to need a little bit of help. Lunchtime's going to have to take some falls or some deaths on Ganon. Lunchtime very low on magic there, but has enough to get through the room. Probably going to grab this full magic pot. Waits for the room for the torch to go out so he doesn't desync the tower.
We have seen that end races before in this tournament. So it is definitely something to keep in mind.
Alright, so about to start the Trolldorm 2 fight. We'll see if Trolldorm wants to be an equalizer.
Down by law, Trolldorm is in fact an equalizer.
Right, Buane gets chest 21, knows it's the tile room, and he's on his way. Meanwhile, Trolldorm 2 goes down. Lunchtime gets Trolldorm's treasure of the compass.
The only thing that was really in there that he could really be looking for at this point was half magic, but I think he knew that was on the library.
I mean, he could even be looking just for blue mail too, just to help out in the Ganon fight. Raga's not really having nice patterns though, it looks like. This one looks good.
Like, I don't think you could ask for a better pattern than that.
Alright, there we go. So I believe it was a 1-1-2-2. Buane gets his big key. He's going to be on his way up just as Lunchtime finishes Aga 2.
Lunchtime's going to take the General Lee over here to Boss Hog and try to take him out.
And Ganon's so caring about our incredible insides. Get some dash strats here on Ganon. Okay, so Lunchtime does have a fairy plus blue mail, or blue potion, so he's got plenty.
And he is in phase 3 here, so most of the danger is gone. Now it is just up to more just being careful.
Alright, into phase 4. We did in fact find the arrows. You want some? It looks like he sets the triple up. And gets it.
And that is pig down. The barbecue has begun, and Lunchtime is going to finish up. Good game to Lunchtime.
Yep, get your GGs in chat. And Lunchtime will finish this race first with an official Speed Racing TV time of 1 hour, 29 minutes, and 15 seconds.
We are going to game 3. Definitely not today. We need to give these racers a break.
Yep, just going to bring the schedule up really quick, see if they've already got it scheduled. Yes, they do. So Game 3 will be tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time.
And that is not to take anything away from Buane at this race. he did really well. Just picking up that frog caused him not to be able to go into Thieves Town, and that just kind of put him just enough behind that he was not able to pull it out.
Yeah, that was really it.
I think Gan Tower big key placement played that part in it too. Lunchtime, getting that tempered sword probably actually made this a lot more spread out than it could have been.
Buane starting his Aga 2 fight though. Alright, down goes Aga 2. And now Buane himself just has the big pig.
We'll see if we can get Lunchtime in here for an interview. Yeah, Korek made a good point in chat that picking up that frog on your way in is the most efficient play as long as Mirror is not right there in Thieves Town, and it was the right play, it's just the wrong play.
Doesn't get the torch glitch, but it's not going to matter. You've got Butter's sword and silver arrows.
Magic Cape was on pedestal.
Yes, indeed, the camouflage cape. I think that's the first time I've seen it there. But down goes Ganon for Buane, so get your GGs in chat for Buane. And he is going to finish the race with an official Speed Racing TV time of 1 hour, 33 minutes, and 24 seconds. And we'll see if it looks like we've got Buane in the waiting room.
We'll go ahead and pull Buane up here. It's 1-on-1, so he definitely has some stuff to talk about. Hello, Buane. How are you?
Hello, hello. How's everybody?
Good. Seeing two really good races. One worked out in your favor and one didn't. How you feeling?
I can't remember a seed where I executed as poorly as I did in this one. There's a good 30 minutes of tilt in there, but I ended up routing this one kind of backwards anyway, so might not have made a difference if I hadn't lost all those minutes in T-Rock and Skullwoods. But yeah, two really kind of friendly seeds if you played them correctly. A lot of fast pace in this one.
Yeah, getting a 116 in that first one, and not just a 116, a 116 that is Master Sword Silverless. Great job with that one. And then 133 on this one. You did really well. It's just one worked out for you and one didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, it's exciting. We're going to get a third game out of this, so hopefully we can have another close one tomorrow. Lunchtime's a really good player, and Wasn't happy to see him in round 2 of this, and I guess we're gonna get what we deserve, one more game.
So picking up that frog on the way into Kakariko in this race, that was the thing that kind of, I think, probably hurt you the most in it, was you weren't able to go into Thieves Town. Were you thinking about going into Thieves Town, or is there a reason why you put it off so long?
I was definitely thinking about Thieves. I felt like before making the call for Pendant Thieves, I wanted to do a little bit more of the world, just to be a little more confident that Pendant Thieves is the right play. Because you want to have a good idea how much more is outside of Thieves if you're going to have to go to the back of it. And with the mitts, it's a pretty quick play to pick up the frog there, especially with other things to do in Kakariko. If you bring the Smith home, you get completely wrecked if Mirror is in the front of Thieves, though, if you do that, and that's what happened. So,
yeah, I saw that in your second game. You definitely made sure to pick out every single chest in Village of Outcast outside of the back of Thieves. Did you get a chance to talk to Lunchtime at all after your first race?
I heard a few things. I guess the one chest in Thieves in Village in that first game missed something a little important. It ended up biting me, but I was mostly in kind of go mode in that one, so I don't know if that feels too bad. But yeah, this one's unfortunate with putting off Thieves for so long also, because once I got out of there, I turned in the dwarf, did all that stuff, and then just decided to sequence break up Death Mountain, which would have been fine had I executed well in the 2 dungeons that I ended up doing first after that, before heading over to Thieves. Once I saw those items in Thieves, I knew I must be way behind, and I was kind of just banking on the only thing I could think of that even saved me was if Lunchtime had missed the Ice Rod. Because I gave some thought to leaving Eastern right after the Hammer, but being up 1 game already felt like that was too much of a gamble. But I did think he might do that if he was playing a little aggressively. So that at that point, when I finally went to Thieves and found all those items, that was kind of like, all right, I don't win this unless he missed the Ice Rod.
Speaking of gambles, has your thoughts changed on the go ahead and do tile room first play in Ganis Tower at all?
I really considered it again because I felt so behind, and I was actually a little surprised I got into GT before Lunchtime finished. I did think about it. It's not really a play. Like, it's just not, especially in a 1v1. You can think you're behind so often in a 1v1, and you're not. So it's such an incredible gamble, even if, like I did in this seed, didn't play well and did the dungeons in kind of the wrong order. Because I left 2 go mode dungeons on the table by doing them first. That felt kind of bad. But you just can never be sure that you're behind in a 1v1. So it's such a risk. But it is funny because if there was ever a seed I was going to do it in, it would have been this one, knowing that my execution's been so bad that it might be the only thing that can save me. But it's such a gamble. I can't see really ever doing it in a 1v1 race myself.
I think we described your thoughts on it before, because I've talked to you about it before, as needlessly antagonistic towards that gamble.
Yeah, I mean, in a big race, honestly, if you're doing a multi-person race, 10, 20, 30 people, and okay, I can't win this unless we make some magic happen, then sure, then it's a play. But in a 1v1, like I said, I've seen so many races just in this tournament where a player made some decisions that you could tell they were making because they thought they were behind, when in reality they were a couple minutes ahead. So it's really easy to think I'm so far behind, my opponent did everything perfectly. That's just so rarely the case. So again, in a 1v1, I just if it works out, if you get that 1 in 22, it's going to be amazing, and chat's never going to forget it. But there's a lot of downside too.
I think something you mentioned that just kind of goes to prove like how great Randomizer is that there's never really, it's very rarely that you see actual just straight up bad plays. It's just the wrong plays, and you never know if they're right or wrong when you actually make them. You made a lot of really good plays. You made a lot of really good decisions. I think going to Ice Palace when you did was the smart thing. It just didn't work out, and that's the way this Randomizer runs sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, as you get further into a seed, you can kind of see the branching paths, where you went off and where you could have gone off. So after putting off Thieves to do all of Death Mountain and do all of Turtle Rock, I kind of felt like, all right, we're not going to Thieves yet. Let's go do Ice Palace because we had everything for that also. So I don't really, except for my execution in this seed, which we're not going to talk at all about, please. I don't know what happened at Skullwoods. Let's burn that portion of the VOD, pretty please. But outside of my execution, I felt like the decisions were okay. I don't know if I love going all the way back up to Turtle Rock, but certainly when you've got access to do all of Turtle Rock that early, I feel like if you don't do it and it has something, you're going to feel worse about it than if you do it and it has nothing. So I just kind of played it pretty conservative from that point after the Thieves skip, which just in this seed it didn't work out. You know, a lot of times if you really want to just play super conservative, you do the front four and Thieves no matter what. This was just tailor-made, I guess, for what I did to be exactly the wrong thing.
We were actually talking about Turtle Rock during the race because you both went up there relatively around the same time. Lunchtime had the mirror, and the big moment of truth was when he checked Mimic Cave, and you did not have access to it. Do you happen to know what was found in Mirror Cave?
I have no idea.
The mushroom.
I mean, when I'm going through Turtle Rock and there's no mirror, I'm saying, all right, this wrecks me. If anything's here, I'm never coming back. I'll probably forfeit before I come back. So it's a thought. I don't know if it was enough to keep me out of there, but when there's nothing in there, hey, it saves you a little bit of time because I didn't have to do that and I didn't have to turn the mushroom either. So
yeah, we were talking that we felt like if there was something important in that Mimic Cave, you might as well just call the race at that moment. That mushroom ended up being 20 rupees.
Okay, so we didn't miss anything there.
But no, it is a very good race. I think that it was much closer than you would expect after watching it and how I think you feel about your execution. That first race was just a nail-biter until the end. You had a lot of people cheering you on. Had a lot of people cheering Lunchtime on as well. It's just two fantastic races, and I cannot wait to see this third race.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Like I said, Lunchtime's a great player. We've been in some bigger races together, and he's always either finishing right around my time or a little bit ahead. And that first game was, I hear, neck and neck. I haven't watched it yet. This one ended up pretty close. Sounds like there were some Ganon issues for him and some other terrible execution for me. So maybe not as clean as we were in the first race this time, but you know, third game we get a little bit of a time to reset here. Come back tomorrow morning rested and ready to see who moves on.
Well, yeah, I want to say this to both you and to Lunchtime. Get some rest. Enjoy a good meal. It is probably lunchtime around where you're at. Go get some food. Enjoy the day and be ready to roll tomorrow because it is do or die.
It's going to be a fun one.
Now, with that, I'm going to sign off here. I am Virtua Cat. I've been joined here today by Sir Link-A-Lot. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
No questions asked. Just, shout out to OSS Geek who, did double duty and did the back-to-back, tracking both Game 1 and Game 2. Shout outs to everybody working behind the scenes for us and getting this tournament working. I know we're kind of getting down to the last few weeks. Top 64 is almost done, so we're almost done in the last 32 racers, but still have a few weeks. And then even after that, pretty much right after that finishes, we're going to have qualifiers for that live tournament in September. So the rando Link to the Past is not going to slow down at any point.
All right, everybody, you all have a great rest of your day, and just hold on tight because we got a lot of races later on today. You'll have a great night.
Yep. Speaking of that, right before I sign off, I'll just say, as far as races, I don't know if there's one that just started, but we do have, looks like, a race at 2:30 starting on Speed Gaming 2 between Elminster RTA and Det Losset. So that should be a good one, and that's going to start in about 20 minutes.
Oh, you have Brewers Fan and Eudaimonistic on commentary too, so that is a Game 3. You all probably definitely want to watch that one. Have a great night.
Yep, and that'll be it for us. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.